Thank you, Aaron, and thank you so much, firstly, for publishing my pamphlet and also for the beautiful cover that you did, which was amazing. So the first poem I'm going to read, In the Downpour of your Absence, which is Aaron's wife's favorite poem, I think, the one that she likes. And it's about grief. My brother died when I was younger, so this is kind of like thinking about grief and how grief can change you, and how it can affect you. In the downpour of your absence, we collect our grief in the pockets of our eyelids, as if it might let us see you again, if only once, before the inevitable erosion of memory, the precise vibrations your voice made through the air, or the particular distorted shape of your body, shadow cast on the pavement, tiny cracks in the architecture of you we have constructed, cracks that widen and snap so that we press our fingers to our eyes, try to keep you intact, but we cannot stop the dissolving. Fragments slip down our faces, clutch at our quivering chins before slipping silently away. The next poem is called Family History. I had kind of written it after I'd read In Cold Blood by Truman Capote, and I was kind of thinking about crime and like the murder of a family of people. So that's like a book, a true crime book, about a family that got murdered in the US. So this is sort of a response to that. Family history. They found my body swollen between the arms of a chair, my acid-burned fingers clutching at the hem of my dress. My sister embedded in the walls, her hair hanging from her skull in webs, chest open and heartless. My brother was a wound beneath the bathroom sink, his bloodshot skin coating silver pipes. They saw my mother as a sorcerer, the ritual of muttered hexes, her dowsing crystal still in hand. On the news, they showed our faces, headlines that bore no meaning to who we thought we were, ghosts without voices. We haunt the hallways, haunt the walls and the garden as our shadows eclipse the moon. Our faces rub purple with grief, the traces of us no longer in the architecture of our home. The next poem is called Passive, and it was kind of written thinking about the times when you're at home and you hear maybe someone screaming or something happening outside, you don't quite know what's going on, and you wonder whether you should help or if you shouldn't. And I feel like most times you just kind of sit at home and then after a while forget about it. So this is kind of like thinking about the witnessing of a violent act and not doing anything about it. Passive. A head hits repeatedly against a hard surface, teeth like cracked bones, the warm pool that collects in cheeks, severed tongue, lips soft and pulpy, brimming with words that cannot find an escape. A blossom of violets, bluebell, the string of weeds that grows in the pit of eyelids. A head on the dark pavement, long red ribbon unspooling, and behind the drawn curtains of an overlooking window, the wide, silent eyes. This next poem is called The Guest Room, and it was inspired by a painting by Dorothea Tanning, who was an artist mostly associated with the Surrealists, but also worked after that and kind of had a very wide-ranging style of work. So this is after one of her paintings of the same name. The Guest Room. Thoughts hang multi-layered above your bed, creep from behind the door in outlines of your childhood self, eyes covered as though blinded by the feathered heat that rises from your mattress, hot little hands between your legs, a bruising shame, the smell large and oaty, pasted on your skin, bed sheets sticky, soft. This next poem is called Pink Visions, and this one is also inspired by an artwork by the photographer, Norwegian, I think she is, Anja Niemi, who had a book out a few years ago called, no, I can't remember what it's called, so don't worry. But this is called Pink Visions. I spy you through a celestial mirror, your hands flat against the arms of the metal chair, head on backwards. The blue curtain swallows you, the thin fabric of your dress. I take a pink pill from the jar, dissolve it between my teeth. I like the salty taste. You look beautiful with your face of hair, silk shine, copper in sunlight. I stare until my eyes water. The burn fills my chest like a monstrous sea. Your head rotates slowly, owl-like, milk blind, the skin on your cheeks red and feathered as though I have hacked at them with my teeth, but I am losing the taste of blood rapidly, translucent flakes falling into my lap. The pink pill, the same color as the inside of your eyelid. This next poem is called The Garden, and it is once again inspired by an artwork by the photographer Jeremy Crutzen, who makes these kind of incredible and incredibly detailed photographs, kind of like almost like film scenes or film stills. So this one's called The Garden. It is daylight when you wake to find you are in the kitchen. Flowers have grown between the floorboards, yellow daisies with fat heads arched towards the window, lavender and honeysuckle casting delicate shadows. Soil covers your bare legs, arm deep, black behind fingernails soft with moisture. What a strange dream, a violence. Cigarette smoke through lips, the deep vibrations of a man laughing against the darkness. You thought you felt the warmth of blood on your hands, but there is only the earthy smell of plants, roots gripped in your fingers, bruises on your wrists and shoulders, and the recollection of the dream in which you see a face, moon huge in the dark, his small eyes closed. You take a moment to breathe in the chlorophyll, ignore his image, but when you look down to see those blood-stained fingers sticking through the soil-like stems, it takes you an instant to realize that what is gripped in your hand is not the roots, but the blade, but the handle of a knife. This is my last poem that I'm reading, and it's after an installation artwork by Dorothea Tanning, sorry, which is kind of this kind of, it's a room with weird kind of bodily things coming out of furniture and fireplaces and the walls. So this is called Hotel de Povel. I stand keening outside room 202, as if to cast spells, reverse the outcome. Walls dark with patterns from monstrous trees, bending spines through the open window. The door stands ajar, framing the room with the light from a naked bulb, antique wallpaper clutching at the rotting walls. The room sweats bodies that sag as though birthed from wounds, bodies climbing out of the fireplace from between the limbs of chairs, their outlines with arms and legs that twist away, headless. On the floor in the center, the stain of me, head weeping into a pool, evidence of witchery. I stand with my mouth black with tears, the bodies that smother mine, a painful regret. So that's it from me. Thank you so much, everyone. And thank you, Aaron, as well, again.